Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm also posting this video on my Instagram, so you might be coming from there as well. Today's video is very different than any video I've ever done before. I am not a commentary channel or like a reaction channel. I never have been, and I probably won't ever do another one after this. But I saw this video this morning and I knew that I wanted to react to this video. So today I am reacting to Candace Owens, her newest video that she just posted 7 hours ago. If you don't know who she is, she's an American conservative author, a speaker, commentator, what else? Political activist. I have to say that I followed her a few years back. I really liked her honesty and her transparency, and I felt like it was really lacking. And through the years, I've seen her change, and we're gonna dive into that in this video. I don't follow her. Somebody sent this video to me this morning and basically asked my thoughts on it. I got angry at first, I'm not gonna lie. Got very, very angry. Went about my day a little bit, and now I feel like I'm composed enough to not act out of emotion as I react to this video. Now, Candace is under fire right now because she has been very outspoken since the beginning of the year about how she feels about Black Lives Matter. And then just yesterday, I believe, or a few days ago, she made a post about Harry Styles. He was wearing a ball gown in like a recent photo shoot or something, and she had to give her 2 cents about men wearing dresses, and she basically got attacked on the internet because it is the internet. But I want to read the caption of this video before I even get into the video, because I do feel like this caption is very telling to the narrative of not only this video, but basically her social media presence. So it starts off saying, "It's okay to be normal. I'm not depressed. I'm not fat. I'm not single and complaining about how hard it is to find a good man. I'm not homosexual. I don't have any addictions. I love being a woman. I work out and don't ever want to be overweight. I don't think being naked on the internet is empowering. In fact, I believe my body is for my husband only. I go to church. I pray in the morning. I don't view myself as a victim because I'm Black. I believe there are only 2 genders. I think men wearing ball gowns is weird. I think men providing for their families, being pillars of strength, and leading admirably is attractive. You're allowed to disagree. You're allowed to live differently. You're allowed to struggle publicly, but I'm also allowed to not struggle publicly. I like normal. It's cool. It's okay to be okay." Wow, Candace, it must be really nice to not struggle in life. That's amazing. Please tell us all your secrets on how you never ever struggle. Incredible. That caption alone was so invalidating. It made me not want to watch this video. But for the sake of doing this video with you guys, we're gonna watch it again, and I'll try not to cringe.
Good morning, guys. Just some quick morning thoughts. So a couple of nights ago, somebody had asked me, what do I think it is that so many people around the world gravitate towards when they come to my profile, when they follow me? Why have so many people responded to me saying really what just amounts to common sense stuff that used to be deemed common sense, but I guess is not that common anymore? And I sort of realized that I think what I'm doing, or at least what I hope I'm doing for people that follow me, is I hope that I'm making it okay to be normal. And I've realized that increasingly that has become not okay in Western civilization.
When has it not been okay to be normal in Western civilization? For decades and decades and decades, we've been told that we need to be normal, that we need to fit in a certain box. No matter who we are or what our background is, we've all been led to believe that there's only one right way. And so that's why the beginning of this video confuses me off the bat. I'm like, first of all, what is normal anyway? Nobody's normal. Nothing is normal. No 2 houses are the same. No 2 families are the same. We're all unique and special in our own way, right?
The idea of someone who is normal is being rejected by a favored mainstream narrative that you have to be, if you're not complex, if you don't, experiment and don't do weird things and aren't more complicated, there's something wrong with you. And I'm sure there was a time where it was the reverse.
That time is now. The reverse time is now. Okay.
Probably actually, not too long ago, a few decades ago, where if you were a little weird, society was like, no, you're not normal enough, but it's flipped. It's fully flipped now.
I do agree that of course, there's always two sides to the coin, always. There's always going to be the people that say, like, you have to be crazy weird to fit in or whatever. But then there's this narrative too, which is we've become too weird as a society and now we need to come back a little bit and bring in the reins a little bit. There are always two sides. So for her to say it's fully flipped is inaccurate.
Where people are hunting people for being normal and want to promote and love and say wonderful things about people that are abnormal all the time. And there's no place for normalcy. Think about the fact that a couple of weeks ago, there was an online media campaign to cancel Chris Pratt, who has never spoken out about anything, has never said anything, basically on the basis that he goes to church with his wife, and somebody said his church is homophobic, and it inspired this whole thing where people wanted Chris Pratt to be canceled, who just seems like a decent, normal guy.
I don't know anything about this, so I wasn't aware of Chris Pratt and the canceling thing. I'm personally not a fan of cancel culture in general. It's just interesting to me because Candace's audience is mostly like the evangelical Christian audience. So she's really like talking to her audience right now when she's saying this, because we know Christians like to shoot their wounded sometimes. And so I have no doubt that it was probably like a group of radical Christians coming together and deciding to cancel Chris Pratt.
And then a few weeks later, you have people like demanding and shoving down our faces that men should be allowed to wear dresses. So we've actually flipped society, and there is no happy medium anymore. And I just want people to know it's okay to be normal. You don't have to pretend that all of this weird, freaky stuff is cool. And
I love how she used the word weird, freaky. So just because like something doesn't fit your definition of normal, Candace, it's suddenly weird and freaky. I guess that's how people think. I don't understand that. Like, are you really that closed-minded to where you can't imagine another world outside of your own?
And I hope people get that from me. There's no consequence for saying what should be plainly obvious. And, the consequence, for being heterosexual, now it's like, oh, the guy needs to be more complex. Being heterosexual, being masculine, it's wrong. It's not wrong. If you are a guy and you want to be masculine and you are heterosexual, that's okay.
When did people say that being masculine isn't okay? Is she talking about how, we are very aware now of like toxic masculinity, which is when, everything is based off of making sure that you keep the appearance of a man and not showing any emotions. And we've seen what kind of damage that's done from generations of men, just right down the line, not being able to fully express themselves and to be honest with their feelings. It's been extremely toxic. I think that's what she's referring to when she says that, but I haven't experienced any attack on masculinity. I don't know what she's talking about exactly.
It's at the same time where there's just not enough diversity, and so now, as opposed to people that were once striving for diversity, which is an admirable goal, suddenly we got into a place where it's not okay for people to be white. You know what I mean? Where it's like, unless you are some other mixed, black, Hispanic, then you shouldn't be allowed to talk, and that's not okay. It's okay to be white.
Okay, Candace, nobody is saying, nobody, including black people, nobody is saying that it's not okay to be white. We are just recognizing that we still do have racism in our country. And while Candace herself may not have experienced it in her life, there are stories every day of our brothers and sisters experiencing that. No time ever have I ever been told as a white person that because I'm white, I'm wrong. No time ever. It's always been okay to be white. Since the beginning of time, it's always been okay to be white. We are not attacked. We're not attacked. We are not victims.
It's okay to be normal. It's okay to be heterosexual. Just as it's okay to be black, it's okay to be gay. There shouldn't be this push to cast away what people deem as too normal. And I think that is how we got to this place where so many people view themselves as the forgotten men and women of America, where these coastal elites, these LA types, these New York types, these people that love experimenting and things that are just freakier and more weird, think that they're ruling the world and that we have to shut up and just accept the way the world is going. I don't want the world to go that way. I like, You know, I like my Christianity. I like going to church. I love that I'm in a heterosexual relationship. You know, I don't think that, you know, it's problematic if people don't choose that lifestyle for themselves, but I don't think that I should have to shut up because of my normalcy.
Nobody has asked you to shut up, Candace, because of your normalcy. Nobody has. We are simply frustrated with the way that you are shaming other people into believing your way, as if your way is the only way. You are one person in a huge country of people with different opinions, and you out of all people should know that we are all allowed to have our own opinions and express our own ideas and thoughts.
I'm sick and tired of seeing women try to get weirder and woker online, like the whole shaving the head, my hair's pink and orange and green and you have to like it. Not
We're not allowed to dye our hair, apparently.
I've got a nose ring hanging, you know, from my nose through my lips and flips over to my ear because, you know, I'm woke and I'm saying no to social norms. It's like, you can do that, but don't expect me not to stare and acknowledge that that's weird.
I can dye my hair pink and you can call me weird. I don't care. I don't care. Has it ever occurred to you that, like, people who are weird or who deem themselves as weird are that way because they don't care what you would say about them? People who are weird don't care what people who are normal say. That's the whole point of being weird. I mean, am I right?
You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if you go, well, look at this African tribe where they also have nose rings. Like, stop trying to use these ridiculous arguments. Half the time, the people that are weird are actually the ones that are begging for attention, and they do these things because they want to cause a reaction.
Kind of like making an entire video just to shame groups of people.
And then when we have a reaction, because it's not normal for a guy to put on a ball gown and, you know, for a person to pierce from their nose, their lips and across their ears, then they try to say, oh, it's because of us and our perspectives and we're bigoted. And it's gaslighting. It's just gaslighting.
I think Candace needs a little lesson on what gaslighting means. Straight from Google, you guys. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person or a group covertly sows seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or group, making them question their own memory, perception, or judgment. One of the biggest tricks of a gaslighter is that they convince a group of people that another group of people is crazy. It's extremely effective because it's dismissive. If the gaslighter controls your sanity and makes you start believing different things about yourself, then it allows other people to start doing the exact same thing. It's a very slow process, but it happens with videos like this one. Just saying. Moving on.
It's okay to be normal. It's okay to be a woman that wants to be feminine. It's okay to be a woman that doesn't believe in the fat acceptance movement. I couldn't disagree with that more.
Okay, we're gonna get into this in a minute. But I do want to mention, you know, she's brought up the fact that men wear dresses like repeatedly and how she doesn't support that. And then she's also said it's okay for women to want to be feminine. But the funny thing is that she wears like dress suits in a lot of her photos. So are you saying that it's okay for you to wear a dress suit, but it's not okay for men or boys to wear dresses? Double standard much? I mean, honestly.
I'm so sick of women putting their cellulite on the internet and saying, oh, look how brave and stunning it is. Or women saying, I'm getting naked to show that, you know, being naked is okay. And you're just trying to one up the crazy because...
Hey, Candace. We don't post pictures of ourselves with our cellulite for people like you. We post pictures of ourselves with our cellulite and our roles and our body imperfections for people who need to hear that part in their life, need to hear that validation in that moment. I understand that you don't have any problems, okay? Your caption told us that you're perfect, but for the majority of the women in this world, we have insecurities. And so going on a page where somebody can just embrace their insecurities, such a beautiful thing. You should really try it. You should really start to get into it. I think you'd really like it if you tried it out.
Because you're desperate for attention. And that's the truth. You say we're desperate for attention because we call out that it's not normal for a woman to just want to constantly be naked.
We are all desperate for attention. Okay, can we just acknowledge that? You're desperate for attention because you're making this video. Some people can argue and say I'm desperate for attention because I put my life on the internet. And you know what? In a lot of ways, I guess I am. Because we are human beings and we are designed for community and we are designed for acceptance and we are designed to find our people and we are designed for that. That is literally how God designed us. He designed us to have these communities and to have the attention, which is really just community. Am I wrong?
Someone like Emma Rada, who's just like, well, I'm being naked for this cause. It's like, you think you have a nice body. You do have a nice body, actually. It's not even a thing. I think the world would agree that she's got a very nice body, but to pretend that she's doing it for social causes and social issues, perpetually getting naked, come on, man. Don't think that we're stupid.
I don't know who this girl is, but if somebody wants to link her in the comments below, you can go ahead and do so. We don't comment on people's bodies, Candace. We don't comment on people's bodies. We don't comment on people's bodies. We don't comment on people's bodies, okay? And you guys are gonna see as this video progresses. I really feel like the beginning of this video was a little bit more sane. She was really just giving her opinions and that's cool. Now it's getting to the point where she's turning into a full-fledged bully.
And, you know, and then you've got the opposite side of the spectrum of freaks and people like Lena Dunham who constantly want to show you their fat rolls and cellulite and say, if you don't like it, it's your fault.
Stop commenting on people's bodies. I don't show my fat rolls off for you, Candace Owens, or anybody that's in your little circle and tribe. Okay? I show off my fat rolls for the people that need to see the fat rolls to realize that, hey, you can love yourself at any size. That is why I'm here. That's my mission here. And all of my friends that are doing the exact same thing as me could fully agree with that. Okay? I want to hear from you guys if you're watching this video and you're one of the creators who, you know, is all about body positivity and not necessarily fat acceptance. That's where it's like so annoying because people just assume that because I am a fat person living happily in my body that I am all about fat acceptance. And that is just so thrown around and so overused. It's like, no, you are allowed to exist in the body that you're in. And this is why we make these posts and this is why we make the videos, because people like this are telling us, oh, actually it's not okay. It's not okay to be confident and happy in your fat body. Only if you're thin and you have a nice body, but not when you're fat.
Like, you know, you're gaslighting. I don't like it because it's not attractive. It's like asking me to like disgusting food. And then when I eat the food and say it's nasty, you say it's because you're a bad, backwards person. You're all just attention seekers.
This is a woman with 3 million followers on Instagram. Body shaming people. And what is disgusting about this post to me more than anything, like even more than what she's saying, is the amount of comments of people agreeing with her. We have Christian leaders, Christian pastors on here like, amen, girl, speak the truth. Jen Johnson from Bethel is one of them that I saw saying, you know, you speak pure fire or whatever she said. And it's just like, ouch. As a person who's grown up in the church, in Christian ministry, seeing that there's people that agree with what she's saying right now, which she's really just spewing hatred toward a group of people that have been minding our own business. We haven't been coming after her. We haven't said anything to her. She's coming after us for literally no reason at all. That is bullying in its finest. And these are the type of people that I warn you guys against. These people that disguise themselves as like smart and educated and knowing all the facts, and then they can just say whatever they want and just spew all these hate bombs, and we're just all expected to like sit back and take it. It's not okay. It is never okay to comment on someone else's body, and it is never ever ever okay to body shame somebody. Never. Never ever.
And you're trying to dress up your attention seeking in activism and gaslight normal people. It's okay to be normal. We don't have to pretend to like any.
It's really interesting how many times she's used the word gaslighting and then all the time she's used the word normal. This is like a perfect example of gaslighting. She's saying that anybody who does these things that she's criticizing is not normal. Therefore, they're crazy and they're freaks. Her words, not mine. It's just very interesting how she's persuading her audience, her very large audience, to believe the narrative that she wants them to believe. Please don't forget that, because the whole time she's making this video, she's criticizing the fact that people are gaslighting her, and she's literally doing the exact same thing. Let's not forget that.
Of this stuff, we can say we want to raise our kids, go to church, dress normally, you know, meaning women wearing clothes that are made for the women's body, women clothes that are made for the, you know, for male bodies.
Does that include your pantsuits? I just want to know. I just want to know. I just want to know. Also, it's just because you go to church doesn't mean you're better than everybody else, okay? Can we all agree on that? Thank you.
Without you telling us that we're backwards and racist and homophobic and transphobic and all these words you come up with. People telling me that I'm transphobic because I say a man in a dress is not masculine. That's not transphobic. Phobic means fear of. I am not afraid of a man in a dress. You know, it's not homophobia, transphobic. It's just, I'm normal. And I'm going to call out stuff that I think is weird, and I want to give permission to normal people to stand up and to fight back.
So normal means hateful? Got it.
To fight back for a place in culture. You don't need to spread your legs as a woman. You don't need to keep doing more and more slutty deeds to prove that you're somehow free and somehow...
Oh, you did not. You did not. You did not just compare me showing off my rolls and every other woman that shows off their cellulite on social media as a slutty deed. She did that. That sucks. That really, really sucks.
Somehow woke. You can be committed to a relationship. To everyone saying to me, go make your husband a sandwich. I would love to make my husband a sandwich if he's hungry. I cook for my husband all the time. I think that is normal. If I'm tired, my husband will cook for me. We are normal people. So trying to make that somehow an offense to me doesn't work. So on this day, all I'm saying is God bless the normal people. It's okay to be normal. You do not have to merge into the society which is so desperate to out-freak one another. Yeah.
Thank you, Candace. That video was so inspiring and so enlightening. I loved it so much. Thank you very, very much. Guys, I think it's clear to see the kind of person that she is. Clear as day, right? And, you know, like I said at the beginning of the video, I felt like really it was good. It was still respectful. It was still kind. We can agree to disagree on things. That's totally cool. I'm all about that. Once you get to the point where you start shaming people, especially for their bodies, because that's something we're really passionate about here on my platform, that is not okay with me. And that should not be okay with anybody. This video says so much more about her than it does anybody else. And I wanted to come on here and make this video because I just want you to know that, like, this is a woman who's professing to love Jesus and to be one of his followers. And as a follower of Jesus myself, I don't subscribe to this. Like, this is not what God has called us to be. He has never called us to be judgmental or mean or unkind. And for her, she can say that she's just speaking truth. And a lot of her followers, you know, say, I love the way you just tell it like it is. You're speaking the truth. But she is speaking the truth, her truth, at least, in hate, not in love. And the greatest commandment of all is love. And so let this be a reminder that we need voices of compassion and empathy more than ever, because we have narratives like this coming at us in all directions, and we have for decades and decades and decades, and that is why we are on these platforms and trying to break what normal is, because normal is BS. Normal does not exist. Nobody is normal. I don't think it's very normal to go on the internet and say such horrible things about people. I wasn't raised like that, and I think most of you watching this video were not raised like that. This narrative is so toxic and so harmful, and you can go ask any psychologist and they would agree with me on this one, okay? Just because Candace Owens says it and she has 3 million followers doesn't mean it's truth. She has every right to say whatever she wants to say, just like I have every right to say what I want to say, but please don't let words like this sink into your heart and soul, because these words are very destructive. And I don't think she understands how much her words matter. You know, the Bible does tell us that words have the power of life or death. And that comes in every shape or form. No matter how you are using your words publicly, you will be held accountable for how you use that. And so one day, Candace is gonna see, she's gonna see how her words have truly hurt other people. And hopefully it's just not too late for her at that point. I don't hate Candace. I love her. I highly disagree with her and I'm upset with what she said. But I'm gonna be the bigger person here and say that I love her. And she'll never watch this video, and that's fine. But we cannot let people like this tear us down over and over again and not speak up. And I haven't seen anybody in the body positive community talking about this video, so I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention as well. My heart is heavy watching this. My heart is so heavy. But I have faith that we, the people of compassion and empathy, can really change the climate of the United States around right now. We need love, we need compassion, we need those things. We need them so, so desperately. So go and show somebody some love today. You are valuable, you are loved. God loves you so endlessly. And it doesn't matter what you do, nothing will ever separate his love for you. And don't let anybody ever tell you differently. Go be your weird self. Stray away from being normal, because let's be honest, normal people don't exist. None of us are normal. It's all a facade, and it's all been taught to us that this is how we're supposed to be and there's one and only way to be, and that's not true. You are a beautiful soul and a wonderful human being, and you have so much to offer the world. I love you guys, and we'll see you in our next video.